Hello, everybody. Sorry I'm a little bit late today. And yeah, it's busy Tuesday. So thank you. I'm glad that you made time to join me. My name is Ken, and this is Casual Coffee with Ken. And yeah, hope everyone's having a good week so far. And oh, good morning, Lisa. Nice to see you again. And yeah, I'm running a little behind today. I needed to go to the pharmacy and grab just a couple of things from the store while I had the chance. And you know, everything always takes longer than you think. So, but that's okay. So, Lisa, I hope you're having a good week so far. Hope your Tuesday is off to a good start anyway. Let's see. Yeah, yesterday for a Monday went by really fast. Could not believe how fast it went by. How am I? I'm fine. Karina and I are doing well. Neither one of us is sick or anything, so that's good. Other than I have my usual allergies that just never go away, but that's the norm for me. But yeah, otherwise, doing good. No worries. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, so let's see here. I know I'm running a bit behind today. No tea today, but let's see here. Let's talk about, okay. First story is pretty fun because, I mean, the public sector, police, paramedics, fire, all of that definitely have their work cut out for them anyway. So it's pretty impressive when a local fire department goes above and beyond for kids who are just stuck at home. Some of them are having birthdays and not really having a good time. So in the town of Osseo, there is a local fire department that is doing drive-bys with lights and sirens for kids who are having birthdays and can't get out of the house, can't celebrate with their friends in person. So yeah, that's really cool. So it's not just the fire department. They also have enlisted the help of the county sheriff's department, the police, and some ambulances from the Mayo Clinic, which is great. So one of the firefighters in this article from WQOQ said that his name is Chris Cuddy. He has a young daughter of his own, and he completely relates to how difficult things are right now for kids especially. He said in the article, quote, "This lockdown quarantine is very hard on the children. They can't go to school to see their friends or having these birthday parties with just what they have at home. So maybe what they were doing will help bring some joy to them." And they said the first responders in Osseo said that they plan to hold more parades in their area as requested. So if you live in Osseo, you can contact the rural fire department there and request a parade for a birthday celebration. So that's really cool. As we all know, our excuse me, allergies. As we all know, the first responders they're busy anyway. So for them to take out, the time in their schedules to do this for the kids, it's awesome. Kudos to them. This is the kind of story that I love to share on the show with you to kind of brighten your day, because regular news is depressing, isn't it? I think it is. That's why I'm doing this. It's more for my mental health than anyone else's, honestly. And good morning, Sean. Hope you're doing well today. So yeah, I thought that was a lot of fun. I thought that was a fun story to share with all of you. This next one we're going to go across the pond to the UK, and this definitely falls under the strange but true category. So let's go ahead and do that intro. And as you can see, we have giant teddy bears on the loose, but doing good things, not anything sinister. There's a gentleman in Stockport, England, who poses as giant teddy bears on the front lawn to bring smiles to passerby during these difficult times. And you can see in this first picture here over on Sunny Skies, one of them is operating a cement mixer, while the other, I don't know what that is. He's doing some sort of yard work. I'm going to guess maybe that's a mulching bag, or maybe a bag to put your yard clippings in. I've definitely never seen that before. So he goes, every day he goes out and he rearranges them into a new pose for whoever might be passing by in the neighborhood. And this one of them is doing the ironing, doing a pretty good job, it looks like. And for some reason, the other one, rather than mowing the lawn, is using their Dyson to vacuum the lawn. I don't know that I would recommend that for yard maintenance, but you know, they're bears. They're going to do what they're going to do. Who's going to argue with a bear over how to properly manicure the lawn? I'm not. I don't think you are either. And here we have one that is clearly weighing out ingredients. That's what that looks like to me on the left there, some sort of scale. And the other one is calling out the instructions in the recipe. So they are working together to make something, looks like involving eggs, possibly butter. So yeah, good, and good to see. Well, one of them's got their apron on. This guy is a little cheeky. This guy is very confident in his abilities because he does not seem to have an apron on. And then, you know, even during a pandemic, sometimes the car needs some work. And so we've got these two here that are clearly in the middle of changing the tire. You can see they have all their proper road safety equipment deployed and on the lawn there. And it looks like they're using a standard, you know, trunk jack that you would find in the trunk of most cars. And it looks like they've got everything well in hand there. And now, let's see, this one, they are clearly measuring something. We don't know what they're going to do in the front yard based on the estimated length there. Who knows? I mean, they both look healthy. I'm going to assume nothing untoward has happened to any of the other stuffed bears in the house. Maybe they're going to plant some flowers. Let's go with that, shall we? But I like how this one has his jaunty scarf on, and the cane there is particularly awesome looking. This one's cane isn't quite as decorative as this one. I think of the two, if I'm going to choose one, I'm going to use that one there on the right. And then, you know, everyone is doing the staycation bit. These two bears are absolutely no exception. So they've pitched a tent and what looks like a portable stove of some kind on the front lawn, and they're just going to camp on their front lawn there. Although, truth be told, this kind of looks like, almost looks like a beer keg. I guess it's not. It looks like it's probably a stove, and that might be a chimney starter on there. Pretty darn clever. And they're playing some games outdoors and drinking some coffee and or tea. So I would say kudos to this man, whoever he is, who's doing this, because this would be entertaining. I would drive by this house every day to see what was going to be new. And the pictures are all taken by a neighbor named Gaynor Duffy. Really good pictures. Glad she did that. So yeah, I thought Why not? Bears, busy every day on the lawn because, they got to occupy themselves too. And Lisa says they are keeping themselves busy. Yes, they are. That's fantastic. I love that. It's a really good example of the creative thinking that's going on during the pandemic. And yeah, I'm always all about that. This one falls definitely under the inspiring story of the day. So let's go ahead and roll that. And this couple, 88 years old, and have both recovered from the coronavirus in Madrid. So they both had it, they both got over it, they're both fine. It's fantastic. So they have been married, it looks like, for 70 years. Yep, that's how they met. They met 70 years ago. He came into town with his brother, and he played the clarinet. His brother played the cymbals, and he jumped on a mule that he happened to see just to get the attention of Guadalupe Matas Hernandez, who had gone to the fair with a friend. And the mule was hers, and she told him in no uncertain terms that the mule belonged to her, and so she wasn't too impressed with them at first, but that's how they first met, and they got married in 1955, had their first daughter that year, and then a second and a third, and they ended up being the parents of 7 girls, and they both contracted the virus, but they recovered. And there's a lot of focus, obviously, right now on the numbers of confirmed cases. I don't see nearly enough emphasis on the amount of recoveries. They are happening, and it's extra encouraging when you have people who are considered to be in a very vulnerable social group able to fight back this disease and come out the other side together and none the worse for wear. So that's fantastic. I love that. And again, I haven't seen this story on any of the local news networks or the national news networks, so that's why I wanted to share it with you guys, because it's important to know that you can get past this, even if you're in your 80s. Wow, that's wonderful news. Yes, Lisa, I agree completely. And oh my God, thank you so much, honey. Karina made me tea. Thank you. Is this the gingerbread blondie, or is this the cinnamon cardamom French toast?
It is the gingerbread blondie mixed with the apple cider. I put the recipe right there.
Oh, nice. So we have recently, one of the teas that we really like is the gingerbread blondie tea from David's Tea. And Karina thought to mix the gingerbread blondie tea with the sugar-free Alpine Spice cider mix that I think you can still order it online.
Yeah.
God, it smells good. And she wrote the recipe down here. And I don't know if you can see this. I will hold it up here. See if it'll focus in. Might have to try putting this on autofocus real quick. Let's try this. Use autofocus. There we go. So you can see there it is. You put this into the tea bags that I showed you guys yesterday on the show. If you didn't see them, go back to yesterday's show and take a look. But they are tea bags that come empty that you can put whatever you want in there. So 1 package of Alpine sugar-free cider, spiced apple cider, 1 teaspoon of Splenda, 1 teaspoon of ambrosia, honey, company honey. That's our favorite kind. You can get it at Walmart. Any honey will work, though, in a pinch. You use half a teaspoon each McCormick, nutmeg, and roasted cinnamon. Come on, focus in there. Heaping teaspoon of David's gingerbread blondie tea. Oh, I'm sorry, a heaping tablespoon of David's. And then there you go. You get a delicious tea that is unlike anything else out there, because those flavors all mesh very, very well. Okay, so in another strange but true element, the Prime Minister of New Zealand is fantastic. She has been in a variety of situations an exemplar of what proper leadership should be in government. And she just reaffirmed all of that the other day when she declared that the Easter Bunny and Tooth Fairy are considered essential workers, and actually announced so to everybody on Twitter so that the kids wouldn't worry. So she made the announcement not only on Twitter but on her Monday afternoon daily press conference, because she does daily press conferences and she does almost daily Facebook Lives with her citizens and talks to them from her home and asks them how they're doing and says stuff like this. So she made the announcement on Monday. She said the Easter Bunny and one of his counterparts, the Tooth Fairy, this is from stuff.co, not in New Zealand, NZ. Easter Bunny and the Tooth Fairy have been given the all clear from the government to keep working during level 4 lockdown. Quote, "You'll be pleased to know that we do consider both the Tooth Fairy and the Easter Bunny to be essential workers." And look how happy that kid looks. It's a file photo, but still. And she did warn. She said she cautioned the Easter Bunny might not get everywhere this year. But what they've been doing is they've been doing this other thing in New Zealand called a teddy bear hunt. So they've encouraged people, if they have a teddy bear, to put it in their window. And then kids can drive around, obviously, with their parents through the neighborhoods, and just, it's kind of like bird watching, but with teddy bears. So you can take a picture on your smartphone, or maybe just write it down, the kind of teddy bear that you saw and where you saw it. And so you get to hunt for teddy bears. Well, they're taking that concept and now they're running with it for an Easter egg hunt. So she's provided a template that you can download and print and color in if you want. And yeah, so that's pretty cool. Obviously, if you have your own like coloring page or whatever, you can use that too. Yeah, but that's fantastic. I love it. Yes, Lisa, what a nice leader. Agree. Sean says they have the hunts over in Oregon too. I love the fact that she went the extra mile to actually announce this in her press conference. And some of the designs on social media, if you email them to primeminister@parliament.govt.nz, or if you share them on social media using the hashtag NZEggHunt, you can see that. Yeah, well, let me zoom in. But yeah, she will share some of those. So exceptional leadership in a time that, let's be honest, demands nothing less. So kudos to her. I love it. I have been a fan of Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern for many months now because of her swift action with controlling gun violence in her country. And New Zealand has definitely stepped up their game with taking the coronavirus very seriously. So kudos to her. Absolutely love her. On a side note, I found out that Neil Gaiman and his wife, Amanda Palmer, and their 4-year-old son, I think, Ash. She was touring before the outbreak was started in support of her newest album, and it's a stage show that she was doing all over. She happened to be in New Zealand when everything got locked down, and Neil and her son made it to New Zealand just before the country was locked down. So they are all together in New Zealand, and believe me when I tell you that if there's a country that's doing it right, it's New Zealand. They are not, they're not fooling around, and boy, just hats off. I think we could learn a lot over here. So, okay, it looks like all right, I think we might have time for a couple more stories here. Obviously, there are a lot of problems with equipment, face masks for medical professionals, but also for everyday people. But one lady, I guess she's a student. I don't think I should call her a lady. One girl, one person. This student figured out that there was kind of a problem with a lot of the face masks that medical personnel who have them. There's a problem with the inherent design for deaf people. So she stepped up and actually created specialty face masks that have a see-through but still covered window over the mouth, because a lot of deaf people do rely on their ability to read lips, especially in a medical situation. So brilliant. She thought of it. She's all, wait, I can do this. She designed this type of mask and posted the design on her Facebook and shared it with all kinds of people. She studies deaf education at Eastern Kentucky University, and people have been sharing it in the thousands. So 21-year-old Ashley Lawrence did this. It's freaking brilliant. Clearly she recognized the need because of the field of study that she's involved in, but that's so cool that she saw the need and filled it. She just did it. Didn't let anybody tell her, no, it's a dumb idea, or she just did it. And because of her efforts, people who need this are going to be served well because of it. So fantastic. Good for her. And if you have an idea on how to help during this really chaotic and strange time that we're living in, just do it. Don't think about it. Just do it, because the worst you could do is maybe it doesn't quite work out the way you intended, but you still made the effort. And if you do try it and it does work, like what Ashley did here, then you have improved the lives of potentially hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people. So why not? What a difference between the Prime Minister and Trump. Yes, absolutely. 100% agree. And there are some very wonderful people in this world, no doubt about it. And Charles says she is definitely an angel. I love it. Me too. Again, haven't seen a lot of coverage of these kinds of stories on local and network news, so that's why I wanted to bring it to you guys. And that is where we will end it today. A little bit short today, but the stories I didn't get to today, we'll cover tomorrow. I'm happy to find that there is no shortage of these kinds of fun stories for you guys. So that'll be it for the Tuesday edition. I will see you right back here tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Pacific time. Do me a favor. If you liked this, if you got some value out of it, after the live show is over, it stays up as a link on my YouTube channel, on my Facebook page, on Periscope, over on Twitter, and I think over on Twitch as well. If you wouldn't mind sharing the link with your friends, share it on your social media pages, tell them about the guy in Reno named Ken who's just trying to make everyone's lives a little brighter in the morning before they go on about their day. And I'd appreciate that. So thank you guys. And until next time, I'm Ken McKim. You take care. And remember, when you can choose to be anything in life, choose to be kind, because now more than ever, kindness definitely matters. All right. Take care, everybody.